What you're seeing here is a sunrise photo taken by me on my way to work one morning, and there's nothing hugely special about it. It's a sunset photo, but I called it Fresh Start because I took it on December 22nd, the first day after winter solstice, and that means starting on that day, we get more daylight every day. Whee! That's always a good thing, clear up until June 21st. So I always like getting more daylight, and I figured this is a good way to commemorate the beginning of the next 6 months of increasing daylight. I didn't especially plan on taking a picture or this particular picture, but I had my camera with me, which leads me to another thing I want to mention, which is this is the first weekly 50 picture I'm posting, which is taken with, wait for it, my new camera. Whee! I finally got a new camera. You know how much I've been talking about my D200 for years, literally for years on this blog, and I finally got myself a D750, a proper full frame camera, which means several things. It means better high ISO performance with very little noise. It means shallower depth of field, given the lenses, in particular my 50mm lens. It also means I can take wider pictures with my lens, so that my 50mm lens on a crop sensor camera like my D200 or my D7100 functions kind of like a 75mm lens, although you don't get the same, the depth of field properties are a little different. But on my my full frame camera, my D750, my 50mm lens functions like a proper nifty 50 lens should. This picture would not look the same on my other camera. You would probably see a lot of the details and such, especially if it was with my D7100, which is a 24 megapixel camera. My D750 is also 24 megapixels. And on the blog, I sort of have a one-to-one crop where you can see individual tree branches and stuff. That's not really going to change much with a full frame camera. You're still going to get a lot of the details and such like that. But if I was in the same spot on my other camera, or have my other camera, you'd only see like a smaller portion. Like you wouldn't see the light poles on the right, and you wouldn't see on the left. It would cut off like probably about at the extreme pole on the left. And so you have a smaller field of view, which can be a good thing. It can be a bad thing. For me, I like that my 50mm lens is not as constrained anymore. I've really enjoyed taking pictures with it since I got the thing, the camera, not the lens, because it's a much more natural view of things. And it's almost like getting a whole new lens, taking pictures with the 50 on my full frame camera. So it's really cool to play around with it and to take, I don't want to say better because that implies that the other ones were not good, but take more different types of pictures and play around with the optical qualities of the 50 paired with a full frame camera. I also want to say that on the blog, if you scroll down, I've got a picture where I've recovered a bunch of the shadow details. So all the black that you see on top, instead of missing data, there's actually data there that you can recover from your camera sensor. And you can do this whether you have a full frame or not, but it works really well on the D750 and other, I don't want to sound cheesy when I say this, but other high-end cameras. I wouldn't say the D750 is like a pro-level camera, but it's certainly much higher end than my D200 and even my D7100. So it's cool to see how much information you have and how much room there is to play with when you're working with your files on a camera like this. Basically, that leads me to the third reason I called this picture Fresh Start. Did I mention two other reasons? I don't know if I did. Daylight and solstice, and I don't know. Anyway, one reason I called this Fresh Start is because I kind of have a fresh start with my new camera. It's pretty awesome. So thanks for indulging me for just a few minutes. As you can tell, I'm pretty excited about this D750, and you might see more pictures from it, although I'm not going to put my other stuff away anytime soon. Whatever camera you have, go out and shoot with it. Doesn't matter if it's full frame, crop, or just an iPhone, but take it with you. Otherwise, there's no way to get pictures, even if you do want to take them.